righty, here we are, Friday on the Jerry Doyle Show. Thank you, Barry Manilow. Friday the 13th, the third Friday the 13th of the year, so it's no big deal. We're over that whole triskaidekaphobia thing. You know, the first time it happens, you're like, oh, it's Friday the 13th. You feel like you have to cover it. But not so much, this being the third Friday the 13th of the year. Are there any more behind us? We have like 4 or 5 Friday. This is it for the year?
This is it for the year.
Oh, thank God. The worst is behind us. As is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday here on the program. JD here, your Andy Dufresne of talk radio. You know, Andy Dufresne, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
It's raining here in Las Vegas. What did you just wave off Andy Dufresne, Marcelo, and Shawshank Redemption? Oh, I thought you were waving off Andy Dufresne and Shawshank. I was like, man, throw in a tape. I can't work with you if you don't like that movie. What, are you kidding me? Anyway, it doesn't rain that often in Las Vegas. It rains about as often as a politician tells the truth. And I'm outside this morning. It's 75 degrees. It's raining. I'm standing outside with my hands up in the air. Remember after he climbed through 2 miles of the foulest smelling stuff? What is this? What's all this stuff you're throwing at me here? You're blowing the trivia question? Everything. You already tipped somebody off to what I was going to do later. There it is. You played the wrong song. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You were going to play Love, Reign Over Me. I see. But, you know, it's not rain, R-A-I-N. It's rain, R-E-I-G-N. But that's a whole different story. Anyway, it doesn't rain that often here in Las Vegas, so I was outside with my arms up, blessing the fact that it was raining here in Las Vegas. A nice change from 114. And it's a dry heat. Yeah, okay. So's your oven. Jump in and cool off. Marcelo, back working the dials for us today. Brad, producing the program. Emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. Poll question up there for you today. Sarah Palin, oh, don't you know, is giving Matt Drudge, reported VP frontrunner Condi Rice, a pass on her pro-choice stance, saying it's Congress that decides the abortion issue, not the president or the vice president. So I asked the question, what happened to Palin's staunch support for life? 4% say it's there. You just have to look really hard. 35% say Palin and Drudge serving up Rice a phony. And 61% saying Sarah Palin is just another political hack. We'll take your answer there at the website or here at 800. Bless you, Marcel. Oh, twice bless you out there saying the Skype is. There you go.
Rice a phony. That was
Rice a phony?
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. I also was when I was tweeting this morning, which you should follow us at Jerry Doyle on Twitter, because then you'll know some of the things we'll be talking about on the program. I was between Rice a phony, not that Condoleezza Rice is a phony. I think she's aces. But I was going to go with Drudge attempts to ignite a rice riot. Get it? But I wasn't exactly sure which one I was going to go with, so I went with Rice a phony. And the reason I went with Rice, I should not smoke crack before I get on the radio. I've been trying to swear myself off that, but what can I tell you?
Rice riot.
It's just a rice riot, right? Because now all the Republicans are like, oh, Condi Rice, Condi Rice, Condi Rice. Why? Because Matt Drudge reported that the frontrunner for the VP position for the Republican Party is Condoleezza Rice. And if it's on the Drudge Report, it's on Republican Talk Radio. That means El Rushbo is going to talk about it, and the focus group Phony Hannity is going to talk about it, and get off my show, you big jerk. Mark Levin's going to talk about it, and they're all going to talk about it. Why? Because everyone does their show off the Drudge Report. The Drudge Report is the echo chamber for Republican Talk Radio, and Republican Talk Radio is the echo chamber for the Drudge Report and Fox News. That's it. Everybody's like, ooh, Condi Rice, Condi Rice, Condi Rice, Condi Rice, Condi Rice, Condi Rice. Everybody's losing their minds over Condi Rice because Matt Drudge reports that it's Condi Rice. This from the American Spectator, which is another Republican outlet. I like some of the stuff that they write there. But they talk about Matt Drudge's record of VP speculation. This from John Tabin. 4 years ago, Matt Drudge reported that Barack Obama was likely to select Evan Bayh as his running mate. 8 years ago, Matt Drudge reported that John Kerry was likely to select Hillary Clinton. 12 years ago, Matt Drudge reported that George W. Bush's likely pick was Frank Keating. Remember Frank Keating of the SNL scandal? And tonight he reports, when this broke on the Drudge Report last night, that Condoleezza Rice is the front-runner in Mitt Romney's Veep stakes. And this is what John Tabin says. I would suggest that readers treat this scoop with the confidence that Drudge has earned through his track record. That's the American Spectator dissing Matt Drudge, but everybody's running with it today. Everybody in the Republican talk radio is, oh, Condoleezza Rice, she'd be awesome. She'd be awesome. El Rushbo says, I think Condoleezza Rice, Mr. Snurdly, in my currently fleshy jowls and my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. Condoleezza Rice, oh, she would crush Joe Biden. She'd crush Joe Biden and Barack Obama at the same time in a debate. Sarah Palin, oh, don't you know Sarah? She had to pipe in on Condoleezza Rice. And she thinks that Condoleezza Rice would be wonderful.
I think that Condoleezza Rice would be a wonderful vice president, and she certainly has much more experience than our sitting president does.
The sitting president today.
I would certainly prefer a presidential and vice presidential candidate who had that respect for all innocent, precious, purposeful human life, and showed that respect via being a pro-life candidate. We need to remember, though, that it's not the vice president that would legislate abortion, and that would be Congress's role, and we'll keep that in mind.
Let's keep that in mind as we look back at Sarah Palin from 2008 on the campaign trail when she was talking about her very firm stance on abortion when she was being interviewed by Katie Couric, asking a very sensitive question that what would you do in this situation? Would you choose life?
Ideally, you think it should be illegal for a girl who is raped or the victim of incest to get an abortion?
I'm saying that personally, I would counsel that person to choose life despite horrific circumstances that this person would find themselves in.
Oh. Well, that's what she was being interviewed about, being the vice president, right? Because the abortion issue was an important issue, and that's how important it was to Sarah Palin. But now it's not important because Condoleezza Rice's name is being floated, and Condoleezza Rice is pro-choice. She talks in the next clip about her commitment to life that she and John McCain believe in.
Something else that we haven't talked a lot about yet in the campaign, but I think it's important. It's, as governor, what I've been able to do is kind of manifest my commitment to life in the same spirit. As defenders of the culture of life, John McCain and I, we believe in the goodness and the potential of every human life.
When talking about President Obama, now President Obama, this is what Sarah Palin had to say in 2008, that she can't think of many issues, if any, that would be more important than who is protected under the law and who isn't with regard to life.
It's hard to think of many issues that could possibly be more important than who is protected in law and who isn't, who is granted life and who is denied it. So when our opponent speaks about questions of life, I listened very carefully. I listened when our opponent defended his unconditional support for unlimited abortions, and he said that a woman shouldn't have to be, quote, punished with a baby. Ladies and gentlemen, he said that right here in Johnstown, punished with a baby. It's about time that we called him on it.
Well, I think we should call you on it, Sarah, because in that very same place in Johnstown, you said you can't think of anything more important than the issue of life, and you made it an issue with a guy who was going to be president, but then today you come out and you say, well, it's not really the president who decides that issue. It's not really the vice president who decides that issue. It's Congress who decides that issue. So why would it be an issue if we've all decided that we want Condi Rice? This is where the social issues come back to bite the Republicans in the ass. This is the problem they have when they lead with the social issues. Because when it's not convenient for them to follow what it is that they were saying at one point in time, then they become buffet believers of what's important and what's not. Now, Sarah Palin said, well, you see, this is really a state's issue. But she also said we have to have a strict pro-life constitutional conservative as the Republican nominee. Now, who comes to mind when we talk about states' rights and a consistent constitutional conservative who understands what states' rights are about, and if it's about overturning Roe v. Wade, which Sarah Palin says she wants to do and the Republicans should do, a funny thing happened along the way to the nomination. Nobody wanted to pay attention to Ron Paul.
We have a disagreement on how we approach it. I followed what my understanding is of the Constitution, and it does allow for the states to deal with difficult problems. Matter of fact, it allows the states to deal with almost all the problems if you look at it. It is not given, these powers aren't given to the Congress. I see abortion as a violent act. All other violence is handled by the states. Murder, burglary, violence, that's a state issue. So don't try to say that I'm less pro-life because I want to be particular about the way we do it and allow the states the prerogative. This is the solution. This is the solution, because if we would allow the states to write their laws, take away the jurisdiction by a majority vote in the Congress, you repeal Roe versus Wade overnight instead of waiting year after year to change the court system.
Hey, Republican gatekeepers of the status quo, how happy are you now with the once pro-choice, now pro-life Mitt Romney? I bet you're sleeping well at night, aren't you? Stick with me.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
So which is it, Sarah? Would the real Sarah Palin please stand up? No, sorry, she can't, because she's not sure who she is. So it's certainly difficult for us to figure out who she is if she doesn't know herself. We'll be right back.
I think that Condi Rice would be a wonderful vice president.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.